to the MLB Network Podcast presented by New Balance. We got now. I'm Yonder Alonso, and today we're joined by six-time All-Star, two-time Silver Slugger, Gold Glove, and Platinum Glove award winner, Manny Machado. Welcome, Manny. You know, it feels like I was teeing you off on the first tee box, right, of a major tournament with all the accolades and everything you've done. So many places to go. You know, I've known you pretty much your whole life, so welcome to the show. And you know, it truly just talk about you, right, and what you do and how much fun you have, not only playing the game of baseball, but also outside of the field, all the hobbies. So welcome, man.
Thank you. I like it. I like the green jacket for the Masters this weekend, huh?
Yeah.
I like where your head's at.
Well, you know, I was a few days late, but you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to learn from you, especially because you know you're a guy that likes to wear those nice fits, you know, not necessarily the suit game, but where there's nice Jordans or nice a jacket or a cool hat like you have on right now. Take me through that process, man, because it felt like you've kind of grown into this motto, I guess, where when you started in Baltimore, it was okay, and then you went to LA, and then all of a sudden now you're in San Diego. Take me through that process.
I mean, times have just changed, right? I mean, we remember when we came up, it was full on suits. I mean, you just had to. I mean, it's spring training every year. You had the people coming through, you know, trying to, you know, you're buying suits for the year, so you can mix match with shirts and, um, you know, so it's just different times. As times change, you know, obviously going to LA, you're in Hollywood, so you got to kind of like start showing out a little bit, and you know, you got to step your game up a little bit. So, you know, being around Matt Kemp and Kershaw and the guys there, I mean, you kind of had to, you know, step up your vibe a little bit. And then obviously just, overall, just styles, just completely just different. So you just kind of just trying to adjust to times and trying to keep up with the guys across the league now. I mean, I think, you know, there's players around the league now that are just showing, you know, how much swag we have, not just on the field, but even off the field. So, you know, it's been nice to see the transition of guys just expressing themselves to who they are.
We'll be back with more from Manny Machado on the MLB Network Podcast. Welcome back to the MLB Network Podcast presented by New Balance. Worn by players like Michael Harris to meet the demand of elite ball players, the New Balance Fuel Cell 4040 V7 is a versatile cleat. The 4040 V7 is built for the athlete who needs responsiveness and ability to cut and run at their full speed. The model features a fuel cell foam underfoot and the synthetic and mesh upper to provide breathability, comfort, and a snug fit as you round the bases. The fuel cell midsole features nitrogen-infused foam specifically designed to propel athletes forward. Learn more and purchase the 4040 at newbalance.com. When you first fell in love with baseball in Hialeah, what was that like for you as a young kid, a young Manny, to say, hey, you know, when did you know, for say, like, I love this game and I want to really go after it and try to make it to the big leagues?
Well, as a kid, as everyone, I mean, you're playing it just for the peaks and the coke after the games, right? You know, where we grew up after
If you got
the
the
games.
$2.
If you got the $2, yeah, you're right. $1.25. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what you wanted after the games. You were just kind of excited to go hang out with the guys. Kind of the same thing we do now, right? In the big leagues, is you just kind of want to hang out, go get a pizza, you know, get your Coke, eat, and then probably play whatever game we could play. You know, whether it's pepper or whatever with the guys. And you know, you just start the game just starts growing on you. The more you play it, the more you're around it, the more you're at the field. I mean, I was literally every single day. I mean, Monday through Sunday, it was at a baseball field.
Yeah.
I mean, nonstop, whether it was where we played rec, whether it was travel, whether it was, you know, just my park that I lived next to. I was at a baseball field every single day, and that just kind of just grew on me. I mean, it just kind of got indented in me. And then as you get older, obviously you start, you know, practicing more, putting more emphasis into it, you know, kind of, you know, like, damn, maybe I got a chance to get drafted. Maybe, you know, my future, I want to be a baseball player. You know, should I go to Dominican and sign as a 16-year-old as a free agent, or should I finish school here?
So those were
You
actual
know,
thoughts where you were thinking, should I stay in school here or go to the Dominican, huh?
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, I think the conversations came up, for sure. They were like, "Hey, come on, let's go sign at 16 years old." That's kind of when I got a little bit more serious about baseball. I think it was like right around after my freshman year. I finally made varsity in the freshman year, and that's when it kind of got, it got for real. And I was like, all right, I gotta, the summer I kind of like took it serious. Did my thing, started working out a little bit. I mean, I didn't work out as much, which I should have, but I started getting a little bit more serious, practicing a little bit more.
Yeah.
And, going into that year, you kind of, you start getting serious. So a couple of guys approached me like, hey, you wanna, obviously at that point, I told myself that I wanted to play baseball. Like that's what I want to do. I want to be a professional baseball player. I wanted to take BP,
What was that,
and
14, 15 years old?
15 years old. Yeah,
Yeah.
about 14,
Yeah.
15. I was like, I want to take BP and I don't know, Chattanooga for, pregame and catch my ground balls. And, I want to live that pro life. And so, I mean, until you really actually go through it, you're like, oh, damn, like, is this really what you wanted? You wanted these bus rides? You wanted
Yeah.
this? But that's the kids, that's your dream, right? That's what you think of at that age. And, you start seeing your dreams come true.
The MLB Network Podcast continues with more from Manny Machado after this. Welcome back to the MLB Network Podcast, presented by New Balance. Let me ask you about all these venues you've played in, right? You've got into the big leagues, you've played in the World Series, you've played in an All-Star, you've played in the World Baseball Classic. Man, what's been the coolest, venue? I've never even asked you this at home. Like, what's been for you? Whether it could be the World Series, you hear about guys saying the World Series was incredible, but then you hear guys saying the WBC is like playing in a World Series. What for you has been the coolest venue?
Man, I think I would say, man, the WBC for sure. It was WBC because one, you're representing your country, right? You're playing against other guys across the league that are representing their countries as well. That Miami series. I think the best game I've ever been a part of was the game in 2017, which was the first WBC I went to. It was the USA game against Dominican in
Yeah.
Miami. I mean, that place was. I mean, it was electric. I mean, there's nothing that I could compare it to. I mean, we watched the World Cup at home, and I mean, you just kind of get those chills. I mean, I think that's the closest thing that we would ever get to. That feeling was that game. I mean, it was six. What time was it? I think it was like a 7 o'clock game, and it was 6:30. Maybe 45 minutes before the game started. They start opening up the gates. It's kind of not packed. Fans are still approaching. Fans are still coming in. Dude, we would hear it from the like inside the clubhouse in Marlins Stadium. We would hear like the band playing. We would hear the music. We would hear it like if we're outside and we're inside of a clubhouse. I mean,
That's crazy.
you don't hear that in a lot of places, and we definitely did there.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. After playing in all these venues, after doing all these things, 10 plus years in the big leagues, looking back at yourself, I always ask this question to guys, and it's what's the advice you would give a younger self, Manny Machado at 12, 13 years old, or even just a young kid, right? You're a father. I'm a father, and just that advice to a young kid on any dream is possible as long as you stay with it.
Yeah, I mean it's we're a living testament to it. I mean we come from not a lot, and we dealt with a lot of adversity throughout, and we made it. Whether it's baseball player, whether it's being an all-star, whether it's being 10 years in the big leagues. I think those are just accolades that continue to pile on. But just being able to get drafted from Miami, I think that's a huge accomplishment. That's the first stepping stone of it. And everything's possible. I mean, I think I for myself, I put, I had a dream and I put it in my mind and I went out after it and I continued to work, whether it was, staying late nights in the batting cage, working on Saturdays and Sundays where, kids were going elsewhere. I wanted to be on the baseball field to get better, and I worked for it, man. So my advice would be just, if you have a dream, pursue it until you can't anymore, man. I think everything's possible if you put your mind to it, if you put your body through it, if you put the effort into it. I think anything's possible.
Pursuing is key, Manny, and let's talk hobbies, bro, because you've pursued some hobbies that you really like, whether it's, your love for wine, your love for cigars. Take me through or golf, and indeed, take me through some of those hobbies, man, that you like. I mean, look, I love my wine, and you're kind of teaching me a few things here and there, but take me through what's Manny Machado's off-day hobby like?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, honestly, you got me into the wine, the cab wine when you were playing in Oakland. You're like, hey, you gotta try these things out. I was like, all right, cool, let's do it, right? And that started that journey, right? And
Next thing you
yeah,
know, you
man,
build a wine cellar.
yeah, I got a wine cellar full of wine that just stocked up there, stocked and piled, and yeah, I got into cigars too. I mean, a long time ago, I got sick for my first one, and then it kind of just I wanted to overcome that sickness, so I grinded through it and got better. So I got a nice little cigar collection now too as well. Yeah, so perfect day is just some wine, some cigars. Verdansk is back now, so playing a little bit of that on the off day.
A little Rambo section.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the guys, man, we kind of get release some steam.
Okay, I like that. Let's talk about you as a part owner of FC San Diego. I want you to take me into those first calls and those first talks on, man, this can actually happen. Your love for soccer in itself. I remember when we took you to your first soccer game, and you didn't even know what an offsides was, and then all of a sudden, we're in Madrid watching Real Madrid, which for me, I think that's the best team in the world. But some other people have different opinions on that. But regardless of it all,
right.
Your FC San Diego, man, how did that happen? The group that you're involved with, how great is it for the city? You're wearing the hat right now, but just elaborate on all that stuff. I know it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's obviously, my love for soccer started, obviously when I got to pro baseball, when I started hanging out with you, you kind of introduced me to Madrid, and I kind of want to be the opposite. I went to the best team, which is Barcelona. So, so yeah, that's where I started, and then obviously my agent hit me up a few years after that. Saying, hey, MLS is going to start blowing up here. There might be some expansion opportunities that we might want you to get into. Obviously, we know your love for the game, and just talks just continue to just carry on with my agent and other people and other investors and stuff. And we come to San Diego, obviously sign a long-term contract here, and then we got a random phone call one day from someone, and like, hey, these guys want to meet with you. They're it's a private conversation. We want to, San Diego's getting approved to become an expansion team for the MLS here in San Diego.
Wow.
So we're like, whoa, what? Okay. All right. Well, so what do they want to talk about? It's like, well, they want you to be a part owner of it and be involved with it, and kind of help grow this. And I was like, I mean, I'm 100% in, right? No questions asked. I want to be in. Obviously, you guys know my love for the game, and how much how much I love soccer. But at the end of the day, I think I signed up for coming to San Diego to help the community, to, build my brand, build, the city up as much as we can, help the city grow. And to be a part of that right there itself, I think was just incredible for me. And, just a huge accomplishment because, one, it's one of the only active players, to be a franchise owner,
Right.
active owner. Which is kind of, I mean, I kind of got to pinch myself every once in a while because it's kind of cool. But just bringing another major franchise to a city that just loves sports.
The MLB Network Podcast continues with more from Manny Machado after this. Welcome back to the MLB Network Podcast, presented by New Balance. We got now. You know, I think matureness has really hit you, right? In a way where you've become this leader. You've learned from some great veterans as well. You know, and I remember you took the whole team to FC San Diego to go watch a game. But it's more than that for you. It's the friends the lifelong friends that you have, whether it's, you know, your wife or yourself that you've talked to even since your days in Baltimore. But take me through what a clubhouse culture has grown into, not only now, but when you first came up. Because right now, I mean, some can argue this is the best clubhouse in all of baseball in San Diego.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, when I got here, I think it was, you know, it was kind of different. You know, we had some good veterans. You know, we had Hosmer, Kinsler. You know, we had some Kirby Yates. We had some Craig Stammen. We had some pretty cool guys who kind of established it and you know, kind of set the ground. And then we kind of just built on that every single day. You know, it's a building moment, right? You know, it's just like you were talking about. You know, from my first years, it's always building steps going forward. There's always room for improvement, just like you do it on the field, is off the field as well. You always improve. You know, there's always room for improvement. So, you know, we continue to improve, but I think for me, with the clubhouse stuff, I think we had such a great thing going last year with the group of guys we had. We built such a great chemistry within each other. We're all pulling for each other. I mean, you see every guy on the top step, like just let's go. You know, everyone's in every at bat. You know, whether it's a 0-2 count, 0-0 count, first inning, fifth inning, third inning, seventh, whatever it is, everyone's up there in that top step, cheering for that next guy, knowing what their plan is. We know we have a lot of conversations within each other on, you know, hey, what are we going to do off this guy? What are we going to do this, so that we could kind of hold each other accountable if we're not really doing what we're supposed to, which is nice. So, you know, we've been building that. And, you know, obviously, you know, we had a spring training. We had a spring training game. We're in Arizona. And,
Yeah.
you know, you know, I'm not, unfortunately, you know, the two leagues intervene a little bit. So I'm not able to go to a lot of home games here. So, you know, spring training was the only time we can go. We obviously went to the home opener, which was incredible, you know, historical. And, you know, the next game was a home game as well. So I was like, I told Shilty, I'm like, hey, Shilt, man, like, I got to take the boys, man. Like, this has got to be a boys thing. Like, you know, I got to take the starters, and we got to go out there and show off for our city. It's not just, and it's not just, I mean, yeah, obviously it was for our chemistry stuff, but it's for the city, man. These fans support us. You know, they go above
You're
and
seeing
beyond.
it right now in the stadium every day.
47,000 every single day, man. They support us. So I'm like, listen, man, we got to go support this team. We got to go be on the field with the guys, see the atmosphere. I mean, it's different when you're a fan.
Hey, let me ask you something, man. When you win that World Series trophy, is it a Manny Machado shirtless with glasses on? Is it the parade shirtless the whole time? Is it, you know, what? Now you're an owner. Now you're an owner. Now you're 16 years. You're a dad.
Listen,
now. What's happening? What's happening with Manny Machado, bro?
You're right, man. Those are a lot of those. You're making me process a lot right now. You're making me process a lot right now. I don't know, honestly. I mean, it's like, listen, when I went to the game the other day, FC game, and I got on that field, and I told you this the first day when I had to put the ball down, I was nervous. When you're playing, you're just so zoned in that you don't really like hear the fans, you don't hear the noise, you kind of just zone in and you're ready for your game, and then you're like, okay, like, all right, let's go play. You know, I prepared, I did everything I needed to do. Now let's go compete, right? But it's different when you're a fan.
Yeah.
It's completely different. Completely different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got three things to look at. I got to look at, I'm a fan. I'll be a fan. I'll be a player winning. Then I'll be an owner too as well. And I'll be a dad. So I was like, I don't know. I think if I'm holding a trophy, hopefully one day I'll be holding one up and having a parade for the city, because that's what Peter wanted, and that's what we're going to continue to, you know, hopefully, you know, reach his legacy and continue his legacy. You know, I mean, I think I already set my thing up, man. When I'm on that field, it's no shirt, glasses on, just let's go. Let's go.
I like that, man. Well, listen, here on this podcast, I got to ask you a We Got Now question. So, you know, it's just time for that. Brought to you in part by New Balance, of course. But what is your favorite park to hit in right now?
Oof. Favorite park to hit in. Dude, you know what, man? It's a big ballpark, but my numbers at this ballpark are just like, I mean, they're just great. I mean, it's Kauffman Stadium, KC Stadium.
Really?
I rate there.
Interesting. I thought you were gonna say, I thought you were gonna say like Philly. I thought you were gonna say Philly.
No, I don't hit well, Philly. I don't hit well.
LA, Dodger Stadium.
I mean, I hit well in LA. I like Dodger Stadium. Dodger Stadium is probably my close to. Look, yeah. It's crazy.
like
St. Louis. I like hitting in St. Louis too as well.
Interesting.
I like their big backdrop.
So you like Missouri. You like the state of Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I see where you're at. You like barbecue. That's the problem with you. You got a nice smile, the barbecue, the wings. I know you. You used to, it's the wings at 2 a.m. that would get you when you were 17 years old.
You're damn right with the French fries. You can't leave those French fries out.
Oh, man. Man, it's been a pleasure having you on here, man. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully next time on MLB Network Podcast, we can talk a little bit more. And who knows, you might have new hobbies. Thanks, Manny.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.